What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RC's Gateway to Comics, and today we are going to be, again, diving into the X-53 superhero universe with Goshawk and Falconet. This is sort of like a superhero duo book with these two married superheroes, Goshawk and Falconet, and it goes into sort of their fight against a villain called King Vulture. Now, you'll know X-53 Studios from their work with the Arachna story, and my reviews on that are available on the channel. This is definitely different, because with Arachna being an inexperienced superhero, these two are definitely experienced. Goshawk is rich, and he has access to very sophisticated weaponry and armor, as you can see. And his wife has pretty much access to everything that he has access to. So, this story is pretty much your introduction to these characters and sort of their corner of the X-53 universe. Goshawk is a character who pretty much is very involved in his superhero activity. It encompasses almost every part of his life, even in his secret identity. He's always working on inventions and trying to help people and make the world a better place. And Falconet, she sort of like seems like she is along for the ride with her husband, but she doesn't really have as much gusto behind it as he does. She hasn't really fallen into giving everything as the superhero role, and she is much more enthusiastic about living life. I mean, you have, I would assume, probably like billions of dollars, so she wants to be able to live as a married couple outside of their superhero identities, but he is much more focused on the superhero aspect of it. So you can see that there is tension between them whenever it comes to that, but you also still see that they obviously do love each other. When it comes to the story, it plays out like them fighting against organized crime, with this King Vulture villain being at the head of it. And it pretty much, it opens up with them fighting against, what is it? I don't know if I can, like, they're fighting against traffickers, and it obviously automatically endears you to them, and it shows you the depravity that the villains are engaging in. So, having that, it does show the villainy that is going on with this organized crime circle that King Vulture has set up, and it also definitely endears you to the humanity of the heroes. And as it continues, you sort of add in a sort of like Batman and Commissioner Gordon type of relationship, where Goshawk is working with the police and is helping them to also take out King Vulture. And while that is going on, you're also seeing the personal grudges that King Vulture has with Goshawk, and by proxy with Falconet. So seeing all of that sort of come together while having this crime drama behind it. It definitely adds a bit to the story that you don't see with Arachna, because she is so inexperienced in her superhero role and she doesn't have nearly the connections that Goshawk does. So it provides a different look into the X-53 superhero universe. And I appreciate that because seeing as this universe is growing, seeing different points of view in it allows you to build it up in your mind. Now, let's get into the art on this story, because the art, while being different than Arachna, is still very good. The women, as you can see on this cover, are very sexy. The men are extremely masculine. They're very much like what you would expect from superheroes. They're not like diminutive. They're not skinny. They're muscle bound, and they are. The words that are coming to mind would probably not be good. They are very attractive, and they highlight the female form fantastically. Going with the PG version of saying that. The artist is Daniel Pasquale, and the colorist is Javi Lapara. And each of these pages really does look very good. Like, even with something like a dinner party scene, all those colors really do stand out. And even whenever it's just like typical black and white suits, they still end up looking good. And the designs for the costumes, they flow very well. They make them stick out from the other characters in the story. King Vulture as the villain, let me try and find a picture of him. He obviously looks like a villain. He has a very dark character. He is shrouded in mystery, and whenever you are introduced to him, you do get a sense that he is someone that Goshawk and Falconet have encountered before, and there we go. And he's one that has a lot of power behind him because he's able to control these various criminals under him and still have an air of obvious superiority. Now, the tail end of this book does have a lot of questions unanswered, and I do feel like there is a betrayal coming, and I don't think that you're aware of who I'm thinking it would come from. So, obviously, King Vulture's identity is a secret. And I'm just going to leave it at that, because one of the big mysteries of the book is trying to find out who he is. And also, like, as you could see, he does have enough power to be able to capture Falconet. And being able to have that mystery, it does plant seeds in your head that makes you hyper aware of certain things that are not brought up in this story. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I think could be leading to a betrayal. And with Falconet not necessarily having the same gusto as Goshawk, I think you know where I'm coming from. But I may be barking up the completely wrong tree. And having these sort of theories going on in my head, it makes me really enthused for the next continuation of this story, because I do want to see if that thought is correct, and if it isn't, then I'm totally alright with that, because I do like these characters as superheroes. But if it's not correct, or if it is correct, then I think that would be a very intriguing way to see how it develops. And I'm not going to keep going on in theories and all of that, because I am focusing on this book. But having that ability to make your audience try to plan out these different paths on their own is the mark of a good book. So my final rating for Goshawk and Falconet would definitely have to be a cake level story, because it is making me think. The art is fantastic. Characters are really good. I want to see more of them as superheroes, and I want to see how their relationship builds. There is a reference to Arachna in this, so I want to see how that all ties together. I would say definitely check this out. Definitely check out any of the Arachna campaigns. And again, if this is still funding whenever this video comes out, go and check out The Vindicators, again by X53 Studios on Indiegogo or Kickstarter. Very, very intrigued on seeing how these books continue on. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. Comment what your thoughts are on Goshawk and Falconet. Do you guys have similar theories as what I do? Let me know that down in the comment section as well. And if you would like to help bring these books to other people's eyes and help them see how fantastic these books are, please subscribe to this channel, because I will be doing more reviews on books like these in the future. And the more people we have subscribed to the channel, the more that we can get some eyes on these fantastic projects. So, thank you guys all for watching, and I will see all of you in the next video. Peace out.